Hi there guys, and welcome to today's lesson. In this lesson we're going to be multiplying whole numbers and decimals by 100. Let's first begin with a warm-up. When we're adding to make 1, if you have tenths, so that's one digit after the decimal point, then the tenths must total 10. For example, 0.2 add 0.8 equals 1, because 2 add 8 equals 10. But both numbers have 0 point in front of them. Pause the video here and solve these 5 questions. So for number 1, you have 0.9 add 0.1, because 9 add 1 makes 10. For number 2, you have 0.3 add 0.7, because 7 add 3 makes 10. For number 3, you have 0.4, number 4, you have 0.6, and for number 5, you have 0.5. Check your answers with what's on the screen. Let's have a look at our keys to success then for today, when we're multiplying whole numbers and decimals by 100. First thing we're going to do is going to put the given number into the place value grid. Once we've done that, we're then going to move the digits to the left by the number of zeros shown. So if we're multiplying by 10, we'll move it 1 space to the left. If we're going to multiply it by 100, we're going to move it by 2 places, because there are 2 zeros in 100. The original digits must stay the same and stay in the same order, so they don't start swapping around at any point. Let's have a look at this example. 2.34 multiplied by 100. So first things first, I'm going to put the number 2.34 into the place value grid, like so. Then, because I'm multiplying by 100, I'm going to move it 2 places to the left. 1, 2. So the 2 that was in the ones column is now in the 100s column. The 3 that was in the tenths also moves 2 places, so it ends up next to the 2, and the 4 afterwards. Notice how it's 2, 3, 4. It started in that order and it stayed in that order. The decimal point stays in the same place, and because I now have 0 tenths and 0 hundredths, they can be shown with zeros. So 2.34 multiplied by 100 is 234.00. This is the same as 234. 4.73 multiplied by 100. Let's have a look at solving this. So first things first, putting this number into the place value grid like so. Then I'm going to move it 2 places to the left, because I'm multiplying by 100. 1, 2. And so the 4 will end up in the hundreds column. Where would the 7 and the 3 end? So it would look like this, 473, and then the decimal point, and then because there's nothing in the tenths anymore and there's nothing in the hundredths anymore, they can be shown through zeros, and so the answer would be 473. Pause the video here whilst you have a go at solving this example on the board. Remember to first of all put the number into the place value grid, like so. Then think, how many places do I need to move these digits? You would need to move it twice to the left, because you're multiplying by 100. So what would the answer be? It would end up with 6, 1 and 2 in this order like so, with the decimal point and the 2 zeros in the tenths and the hundredths column. So the answer would be 612. Let's have a look at solving a number that has 1 decimal point, decimal place, sorry, and multiplying that by 100. So 401.2 I'm going to put into that place value grid like so. And then I'm going to move those digits 2 places to the left as normal, and I'm going to keep the digits in the same order. However, I can see now that I've got a blank space in the ones column. Well, if there's nothing there, what number or what digit shows nothing? That would be 0, because you have no ones. That's 0 ones. And then of course the decimal point, and perhaps a 0 at the end if you wanted to. And so your answer would be 40,120. Pause the video here and have a go at this example on the board. What's 761.3 multiplied by 100? First of all, put the 761 into your place value grid and the 0.3. Then moving it 2 places to the left, and then keeping the digits in the same order. But now I've got no digit in the ones column, so you need that 0 there, and then the decimal point, and you have no tenths. Therefore, the answer is 76,130. Pause the video here whilst you have a go at the fluency. Notice that on some of them you're multiplying by 10, and with some of them you're multiplying by 100. Have a go at both of these. If you're multiplying by 10, remember that you only need to move them 1 place to the left. But if you're multiplying by 100, you're going to move it 2 places to the left. Pause the video here and solve these questions. Let's have a look at the answers. Here are the first 5. Notice that the digits have only moved 1 place to the left, because there's only 1 0 in 10. Let's now have a look at the answers for the next column. Notice that this time the digits have moved twice, and this is because there are 2 zeros for 100. It's just a good way of remembering. Let's have a look at some of the problem solving that you're now going to come across on maths.co.uk. This is an example of one that you'll come across, but what I've done is I've changed the numbers, but you'll come across the same layout. So on the left you've got a series of numbers. Then you've got like a function machine in the middle, and that function machine tells you what you're going to multiply it by. So the number on the left put into the function machine, which is multiplying by 100, will give you the answer on the right. For example, I'm going to start at the top. 3.4 multiplied by 100. So if I was to put 3.4 into my place value grid and move the digits 2 places to the left, you would end up with 340. What would I get if I multiplied 75 by 100? You'd get 7,500, because the 2 digits need to move to the left twice. And then finally, 1.6 multiplied by 100, you would end up with 160. This is an example that you'll come across when you log on to maths.co.uk for the problem solving. So pause the video here, log yourselves on to maths.co.uk and solve the problem solving questions that have been given to you. Resume the video once you've finished. Okay, let's have a look at what we'll be doing tomorrow. So today we've been multiplying by 100. Tomorrow we're going to be dividing by 100. So the process is still the same, except the digits are going to move to the right 2 places. So I'm going to put 450 into the place value grid like so, and then the digits are going to move to the right twice. 1, 2. The order of the digits will stay the same though, and I'm going to make sure that I've remembered to put the decimal point in the decimal point column as shown. This is something that we'll be doing tomorrow. Until then, see you later.